What's up, everybody? We're back. All right, what's up? Welcome back to Unspecified Podcast. Glad you guys could make it. Brofist to those who've made it. Let's see. We got Tiff with us. Buenas noches. What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome back. We're going to let the room populate. Brofist to you. Good to see you guys. Let's see if we can get any chat to pop up here. Okay. Darlene, what's up? Anthony, what's up? Asa, dude. Fun Police, what's up? Chris, what's up? Jack, good to see you. Who let the Bulls out? Good to see you. Andy, what's up? Christy, what's up? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. We got a lot to get into, for real. Like, for real, for real.
Yeah, well, just articles that are out,
Lori, what's up? John, what's up? Greets from Malibu. Vicky, good to see you. Harley, what's up? Lori, what's up? All right, Miss Tiff, good to see you in Landon. Hi, Miss Tiff, what's up? Amanda, what's up?
everybody.
Okay, so we do have some stuff to get into. All these doggone things you got to do. They always get you held up. But I guess, you know, there's always time to kill. Let's see here. Guys, we got some stuff going on. Look, I think they're preparing us for a second lockdown. And I got articles and stuffs to back up why I'm feeling this, okay?
It's not a thing.
And there
Happening.
are other things that we need to be keeping our eyes on, like this whole Tiberius situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, guys, the second lockdown stuff might get real here. If you don't hear any audio, that's because we don't have any audio. Bear with me. Late stream. Yeah, Andrew, it's a late stream. Let's see. Ashley, what's up? Good to see you. Oops.
Yeah, Eddie, I did see that. I heard that actually. A cousin of mine is a
I'm a little bit nervous about this roll up your sleever.
driver, and I heard that but I heard that.
Let's see here. Brofist from Montana. Jansen, what's up? Brandon, what's up, my man? Good evening / morning. Is it evening for you or morning for you? I bet it's morning for you. Hey, Peter, what's up, brother?
So I have heard about.
Yeah,
this.
man, now would be the time. It's just have to rudely interrupt you. It's just what I do. Now would be the time, guys, to just, you know, grab a couple extra canned goods and whatnot. You know, every time you go to the store, grab a little extra non-perishables, get the toilet papers, get some supplies you might need before the panic sets in, if there is any. Hopefully there's not. That would be the best case scenario, but just in case, you know.
I don't want to be a alarmist, but there is heavy talk about a trucker strike, like, imminently. So, like, if possible, I'll be going to the grocery store in the morning. But, again...
Hold on, I'm not sure I have your mic.
I don't know, you know, like, I guess I can't say, hopefully, because...
They might have trouble hearing you.
Oh, y'all are having trouble hearing me? I don't actually have any updates on messages since Jeffrey saying lost soul sad.
All right, you're in now. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Technical issues all day. You know how it is. Newsmax is full of hype, and everyone else is just full of crap. Michael, what's up? Good to see you, brother. Brandon says hi. Peter says,
What's up,
probably
everybody?
wake up normally to get to work after Biden or Trump gets back in. Yeah, I think we've got the volume figured out now. Hopefully we do. What's up? All right.
Testing, testing. How's that sound, guys?
So let's get into this.
What's up, Baz?
Sorry to hit you with the bright screen. Biden COVID advisor says U.S. lockdown. Look at that.
Yeah.
Boom. They're getting us ready for another.
Well, they're easing your mind to it, something big, and it's happening sporadically, different places. I think where are some of the places you've got articles on?
Chicago.
And then St. Louis County is waiting for additional restrictions to. There's going to be an announcement in the morning, 8:30 a.m.
They're starting to roll out the second phase of the COVID stuff with inflated cases, which is why they've been, look, I don't know if the testing was such a good idea, because now they get more numbers for scary graphs that the media uses that might be used to, take away our personal liberties, but at the same time destroy local businesses.
Right.
Hopefully all of the same businesses that were essential last go around are essential this second go around, but I don't think we know. So I mean, I can't imagine what that would look like if
Baz says Las Vegas is going to full lockdown. And I've heard of several places that...
Look, all right, something with a 99% survivability rate, something is fishy. Might as well be at a meat market because it smells like fish up in here, man.
It's amazing how quickly after he was announced president-elect, these wave of urges for a second lockdown have come. And then there's also, I think we have a article to review later where he is. They're pushing for him to get intelligence meetings prematurely.
Mom and pop brick and mortars are what I'm worried about.
Right.
Okay. Companies like Amazon operate in millions of dollars of deficit, and they operate in debt, and they do that so that no one can compete with their prices or their availability. And once they've knocked everybody out of the running, nobody can compete with Amazon or the likes of Amazon, and they'll be able to jack the prices up and call their price to whatever they want because they're the only place that has anything.
Right.
Just like Walmart kind of did.
Yep, absolutely. And then what do you guys think as time goes on? Because, obviously we're still waiting on an official announcement, but the last numbers I saw, I think were 290? Can you pull up the current? It was over 270 in Biden's favor. And so do you feel like Trumpers are becoming disheartened and therefore angry?
I think you saw that on that's
290.
NPR numbers. This is more media BS in my opinion. I don't think this is official yet. The source for this is AP. It's just more media bullcrap. This is gonna get handled, folks, and it's gonna sting. It's gonna sting the Democrats, okay, really bad, because I think this is gonna flip over and Trump's gonna win. But that's it. This is Hegelian dialectic 101: problem, reaction, solution. No matter which way you come from it, they have the media, in my opinion, my humble opinion, they have manufactured a war or a civil conflict in the United States, and they've done it to where, regardless of what happens now, it's gonna depend on, hey, which side is gonna act up more, because that's what it comes down to. If Biden wins, everyone's afraid of the Trump supporters and the militias. If Trump wins, then everyone's afraid of, Antifa and the all-out communists that are, and the radical left.
We had a comment about, and I'm so sorry I didn't see the name, but somebody's son and daughter-in-law were recovering from
Vicky.
From the virus, and just saying that it was so weird. And to that point, oh dang it, it was one of the nights that we didn't go live, I had an article that was saying, hold on, give me just a second, guys, I want to pull it up here. It was okay. So this is, now granted, take this with a grain of salt, okay? But from the New York Post, for whatever that's worth, Should I say it? Many virus patients later develop mental illness, study finds. This was posted November 9th, 2020. 20% of virus patients later, and you know what virus I'm talking about. 20% of virus patients later develop a new mental illness, according to a study. The most common disorders experienced by you know what survivors within 90 days of their diagnosis are, drumroll please, anxiety, depression, and insomnia. Isn't that just a perfect little combination cocktail for abnormal behavior, possibly aggressive behavior? You know, you're not getting sleep, you've got anxiety, feeling depressed and feeling oppressed.
Hmm.
It's a but I would argue, okay, and I do have a link for this if y'all want it, but I would argue that we can't say that this is we cannot definitively say that this is a direct result of the virus and not a result of the quarantine slash lockdown earlier in the year. We don't know on a mass scale
That's right.
what type of consequences uh, prolonged isolation can have on people. Especially, when some of these people that we're seeing out were probably ones that were one of the, people that were more isolated if they're not living at home with family or living with friends or what have you. So,
And also, okay, so Chicago major issues new stay-at-home order, which is initially set for 30 days, it seems. So we've got 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, 30 days. So they're setting us up. There's definitely, and it always, the first time they did the lockdown, it was just for 2 weeks.
right.
And this time it's just for 30 days.
I remember when the first lockdown happened. Man, it's weird to talk about it as if it's like an old war story. I remember. But I remember thinking I was so scared that night, and you were such a rock for me because I was just like, golly, I wonder when we're gonna come out of this. I remember a distinct feeling of uncertainty I didn't care about the numbers they were telling me. When would we come out, if we would come out of this? So anyway. Oh my gosh, Angelina. Okay, first off, we saw you over there, girl. We were watching
Yeah,
too.
we
Was
saw
that
a
not
couple
a
of you guys.
remarkable episode? In fact, I'm going to do a little intro real quick and plug for tomorrow's show.
Yes.
Tomorrow, Friday the 13th, we're doing a comeback for Things That Go Bump in the Night, but it's for Friday the 13th. And in sort of, it's not really, but if you want to hear about some really creepy, things that are out there right now as far as, theories and what have yous, I would challenge y'all to go watch Tim Cast's live stream from today, where it's called Alex Jones Talk Lockdown the Election with Tim Pool and Michael Malice.
How many of you guys just watched the last Tim cast? I shared it on my Parlor.
Yeah.
It's on my Parlor account if you want the link.
And start watching around the 58-minute mark and go through to at least like the 67-minute mark. Like, just look, that's some interesting info out there, and that's things that, Lena and I have heard about. And anyway, it's just really interesting info. So I challenge y'all, if you
Brandon.
want to join in tomorrow, and you want a little bit of homework or a little fun extra assignment. The assignment sounds so condescending, but y'all know what I mean. Go watch that and tell me what you think.
And about what time should they expect that?
Whatever time we get on, because we're unpredictable.
No, definitely not midnight. So,
Right. I was
look
thinking
for us
earlier.
around 6 or 7 o'clock Central Standard Time tomorrow for the hashtag spooky shit scary show, or whatever Tiff is cooking up, whatever links she finds. Let's see. Let's see what else is going on.
So much.
The new guidelines means private residences are no longer advised to follow the 6 people or less policy, and instead ask people to limit in-house guests to essential workers only, such as healthcare workers or childcare providers. Oh man, So yeah, officials advise residents to cancel Thanksgiving over a virus that has a 99% survival rate.
Really
So
just reducing it, yeah, and drastically. And I know I've mentioned this before, but California is saying, no more than two guests, or no more than two additional houses, like people from two houses over, no more than 2 hours long, and they have to stay outside the whole time.
so how many of you guys out there are like down with these new restrictions? Cancel big groups of family for vacation. I'm sure that's just fine. Whatever we've got to do, right? Let's see here.
Brighton, yeah, we're eyes open. Really, Andrew?
I'm
Wow.
gonna have to shout out some folks. I'm seeing over on Parlor.
Nope, nope, no way, never will be down. Nope, not at all, no way. Heck no. Survival rate is awesome, over 99.9.
Sorry. And how convenient was that roll up your sleever put out? I mean, come on, you know.
Yeah, Andrew, that's a good point. Go to the mall and run around like nothing happened. The mall's been packed by me. I do DoorDash, but no family gathering. No, no, it's all BS. Yep,
Yeah.
that's
Sorry, folks. I got some settings to mess with. It looks like the on-screen chat is a little too small. Make it a little bit bigger.
so. Do you guys want to maybe put a little bit of a tinfoil hat on? But it's not really a tinfoil hat when it's in the news, right?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, it's going to be subjective at this point because it's up to like I have a friend because I always preface what I talk about when I go into my tinfoil hat stuff. I'm like, look, I know it's conspiracy, but and he's like, no, man, nothing's conspiracy anymore. That shit's out of here. Like everybody's awake now. Like everybody knows what's up.
For real. Speaking
He's like,
of which,
stop prefacing it. It's not bullcrap.
if you do watch the Timcast video, he is so visibly uncomfortable. I felt for him.
Yeah.
Because it's hard when conversations take that turn where it's like, oh man, this went way deeper than I meant for it to. I'm no longer, and it's not
Right.
even that you don't want to have the conversation. Maybe you just don't want to have it in present company. Tim doesn't, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, this isn't my forte. This isn't what he talks about. So he has no idea the span of, what his span of viewers is, and as far as that kind of topic goes. So anyway, it was just very interesting.
This was something that Tiff showed me. I thought was just like, like, like what the. So Fauci says U.S. has independent spirit, but now is the time to do what you are told. Now's the time to do what you're told, folks. Okay, it's getting serious. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the general that's in charge of making sure that the roll up your sleever and poke 'em goes out to everybody, but they are like, I mean, it's a full military operation. Military's fully involved. I mean, this is like going to be large scale. This is going to be a big deal, and they're expecting to have everybody with their first round. Okay, everybody's going to have their first round at least by like, you're looking like February, March. Okay, by then they're going to have everybody even out to the rural areas, and that's coming up, man. That's happening. That's not like in the future, in the next 5 this year coming up. Okay, that's a thing.
Well, damn, babe, there we go with that deeper than I wanted to go.
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Anyway, as in regards to this kind of falls back into the lockdown. This kind of falls back into the lockdown ones that we're seeing, where it's just kind of like, okay, the experts are prefacing you, look, I know things are scary, but just do what you're told, kind of hold your hand, everything's going to be fine. And then, there's two sides to that coin. On one side, maybe it is for the greater good. We've all seen the videos where the people just can't help but destroy themselves in some way or another. That whole educated beyond your intelligence level, which they talked about today, which was, at a certain point.
Or, like in Jaws, there's a famous phrase that Captain, well, what's his name? I forgot. He says, you're too educated to know when you're wrong.
Right.
You know, and that is a serious thing that we've seen populate throughout of the college educated or corporate structures are a whole bunch of people who are they're too educated to know if they're even wrong or if they're being fooled, you know.
And so it just
Guns, games, and gadgets. What's up, dude?
it's just so it's just interesting.
Oh, it's a little bit more than interesting. Let's see here. I got some people to say what's up to. Let's see.
Hello, F you. Unbroken, yes, I heard that as well. And yes, that wouldn't surprise me. It is going to go all the way to, the markets. I mean, think Minority Report,
That's
like
exactly
I
right.
think Minority Report, where people are trapped inside these cities. I totally stole this from Landon, so I should shut up. But, like people, just think about like walls where you can't leave the city because that's restricted zone.
Right. The rural areas will be for nature and saved for nature. Let's see here. That won't be
Now,
for the commoner.
right now, granted, is that tomorrow? Is that this year? No, this is years down the line. But could that be something similar to what we see in if there were a NWO or any type of post revolution? I don't know.
So Fauci says that it's time to do what you're told, folks. All right. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't know. This is the fishy shit. This is the stuff that gets me just
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never wanted to be more compliant in my life.
You've never wanted to be more
Yeah.
compliant?
Why didn't he just come out and tell me I should do what I'm told in the beginning, and I would have? I mean, geez.
Hey, but so what? Why does the military need to be involved if this is if it's such a good product? Why would it even need to? Why would mandate even be? Why wouldn't I want your product if it's so good?
Because
You know what I mean?
speculation is part of the human range, and so there are always going to be those that question.
That's exactly right, Andrews. He said Fauci also said, don't wear your mask or it's basically useless. And then but now he says do wear the mask. That's exactly right with all the ping pong, back and forth.
The duper's delight when
Duper's delight with Bill Gates.
when he's like he's doing a great job.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, that's not to say we should lighten up. I understand that there have been people, I know that some of you out there have lost family members, and I'm not trying to be insensitive to that whatsoever. I know some of you have had it. At this point, I think everybody has known somebody that has at least come in contact, if not had it. So we're not being, we do not intend to be, our intention is not to come out as insensitive to those losses. It's just saying that some of the measures that they're taking for prevention just don't make logical sense. However, obviously, prevention is something that we would look for. Let's do something that makes sense.
And then there was this here. Senate Republicans back push for President-elect Biden to get intelligence briefing. Wow. Yeah.
Right, ahead
So
of
that's
schedule.
like-
This is way early. So that's basically, that is kind of a coup in a sense of like, that would be dual presidencies almost. Obviously, he doesn't have any actual power yet, but he can have, all of these, oh my gosh, why can't I think of it right now? That when he goes and, dang it, he's got a bunch of them lined up that he's going to do as soon as he's inaugurated. It's going to undo a lot of stuff that Trump did. And it just bypasses.
Executive orders?
Thank you. Lord, I couldn't think of it. Sorry. Couldn't think of it. But anyway, he can get executive orders written up. And just the fact that, I mean, isn't that kind of a risk to national security to be giving intelligence briefings to someone who's not officially the president yet?
But this guy's been around. He's so hugely trusted. You know what I mean? Because he's been around for like 50 freaking years. Active, okay? Oh, man. Dude, there needs to be like an age cutoff limit. I'm sorry. You know? Hammer, yeah, and scorecard, yeah. What about all the affidavits? You know what I mean? Is that all just hogwash? But that's neither here nor there, because it all plays into this divide and conquer, okay? Because at this point, it's really not our problem. Either way, it's gonna get it could get bad initially.
Right.
If Biden wins, we could see some serious stuff, and if Trump wins, we could see some serious stuff. So we've got stuff. We've got a bridge we've got to cross. That's maybe. Go ahead.
I think we're at a leapfrog moment, like where it's like, okay, so who wins is only going to affect the outcome down the road. The immediate outcome is going to be unrest, regardless. So there's no escape in the leapfrog part, where we've got to leapfrog over that, and then we can get to some change, in my opinion. Maybe I've been proven wrong. You know, every time we bow up like, oh, it's going to be big this weekend. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. And nothing happens, thankfully.
That's very true. Yeah.
And so, like, you know, humans have an amazing ability to surprise you.
That's right. Harold says God wins, and that's just what nobody counts for. Everybody looks at the statistics and the numbers and the fire, but nobody looks at the love. Nobody sees all the grandmas and mamas and children who are praying for everything to calm down and get better. And in the end, God is in control and God wins. And you ain't got to like it. It's just the truth. Yeah. And you know, we see these big uprisings. Like, how many times did we think we would see something in Louisville? You know what I mean? And sure, we've seen some sporadic violence, but nothing like what we've expected. You know, there's like a restraining hand keeping it from going that far or something, you know? But anyway, let's see. What is this?
Brandon, right? Like, fierce.
Militias challenge gun laws in Virginia.
They can read it.
Ooh, wow. Yeah. You see that? Or do I need to zoom in on it?
This is just to illustrate, you know, the overall feeling of doneness. But there are some groups that are, you know, meeting in D.C. to basically overturn all the gun laws, all the gun encroachments that have happened this year. We'll just let me.
Shot fired, second floor. I got a nail down on the third floor with a gunshot wound. Still looking for the gunman.
Mass shootings in Virginia mobilized the fight for change.
Propaganda.
It is unforgivable to turn our schools, our churches, and synagogues and mosques.
See, they're making it about the kids.
The newly introduced gun safety laws fired up a gun rights movement.
They come for our throats. We need to fight back fire with fire, just like he said.
If we keep going down the path we're going down in Virginia, if assault weapons are banned, that's tyrannical. And our state motto is Sic Semper Tyrannis. Loosely translated would be death to tyrants.
The Second Amendment can be regulated. Regulations have been recognized as being constitutional.
Now a heavily armed resistance is growing fast.
Threat!
Kurt, the instructor, is saying threat, threat.
Threat!
Who that threat is, I'm not quite sure.
And compromise is not an option.
Do you see any room for gun legislation?
No,
Registration?
it's an infringement.
No room at all.
No room at all.
No compromise, folks. No compromise. Not in this department. Anyway. So things are definitely getting hot.
That was just for the 2A people out there. Update on, and there are some, you know, rallies, like I said, planned in D.C.
That's right, Andrew. Shall not be infringed. 100%, brother. Yeah, I see that. I see that, Jansen. That's right, Tilo. All right, moving on. Where are we at? Let's just look at our time real quick. Okay, let's move on.
What room, Vicky? I saw about your feelings. Is it towards us, or I got lost in the chats. I'm sorry. All right, continue.
00, that's right. All right. Portland mayor removes gendered language to be more inclusive.
So basically, he removed masculine and feminine words from the city charter, which in and of itself, is not like, you know what I mean? Like, good to think that this is kind of sort of an infringement on the First Amendment,
Removing
right?
gendered words from city charter. I mean, what?
Not an infringement. That's dumb. I'm not looking for crap everywhere, okay, guys? So that was a dumb word for me to say. What I'm saying is, do you feel like this is kind of starting to creep into the territory of not being, is this the first step towards not being able to say, what you want to say, which would then be going into a First Amendment thing? My reasoning behind that is,
this just seems like pandering. He's just pandering. He's just trying to give them some morsels to feed the, this is just.
But if you can work genderized verbiage out of legal documents, and you can start to work them out of common day language as well. And do you remember in the 90s when we used to say the G word all the time?
Yeah.
That ends in Y, and it used to mean happy.
Yeah, in my neck of the woods, it was
right, like it was just it didn't have anything to do with your orientation whatsoever. It was just about
Bill Burr covers this perfectly.
Right.
If you're being an F, you're being an F.
Right.
It wasn't because you were G. It was because you were being an F.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that, because that got worded out, and then colloquially it got taken out of society. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been or anything like that. But I'm saying that, you can have that effect on society by removing languages and words from legal documents, because then, you go, oh, don't say that anymore, and it starts to affect your everyday language too.
So I thought this was pretty funny. Look at this, folks. And this is reported by, so this is being put out there by the same folks who project your president, okay? All right. So, sound beaming, new futuristic audio technology from Israel, Israeli company Novido Systems. On Friday, it will debut a desktop device that beams sound directly to a listener without the need for headphones. This, folks, they are now rolling out and normalizing voice-to-skull technology, okay? And I know I sound crazy, but, there were folks who have done terrible things in the past between the 60s and the 90s or the early 2000s, and their excuse was that they were hearing voices. They were hearing voices. And now, all of a sudden, it's, no big deal. There are these futuristic boom boxes coming out that you don't need headphones for, and they beam sound directly to your head, okay? This is some insane stuff. Do not buy this. Do not put this in your home.
Hold on. So, guys, admittedly, I got excited when I saw this. Excited, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me, because I totally know that this technology is out there, but I have not checked this source. So maybe let's get on. In fact, I'll get on right now and see if we can back this up anywhere. I'm sorry, I should have done that due diligence before we got on, but I was I saw this, I was like, no way.
For real. Okay.
No way.
Sound directly to the listener, no headphones required, okay? Well, they say it themselves right here. It puts music in your head, okay? Is some music, is it displayed with voices? So this is going to put voices in your head? It is.
Yeah.
If you can listen to your favorite podcast, you will essentially have voices in your head. No big deal. Yeah, I mean, check it out, guys. This is being put out there by the same people who project your president.
In Introducing sound beaming. You hear the audio, others don't without headphones.
When you are inside of the bubble, you get the sound, the volume, the immersiveness of it. And where you're outside of it, you cannot get it. Sometimes you can hear a little bit of noise. Sometimes you hear there's something going on beside you, but you don't get the volume and you don't get the immersiveness of the sound experience. You don't need to tell the device where you are. It's not streaming to like one exact place. It follows you wherever you go. So it's personally for you, follows you, plays what you want inside your head.
What I experienced personally was having, for the first time, the sound playing in my head without the headphones. And then I was thinking, yeah, but is it the same as headphones? No, because I have the freedom. You know, it's like I have the freedom of being what I want to do, and I have the sounds playing in my head as there would be something happening here, which is difficult to explain because we have no reference for that. I don't think any other audio technology can do. And the other one is kind of the privacy that you can control when you get out of the bubble of sounds that is created, which I think is really what we're talking about. It makes us so different from
sound beam. No thanks. I'm good, bro. I'd rather not listen to music at all. Exactly.
It's a desktop device. Now, obviously, we need to make it smaller. We need to fine-tune things so it's working perfectly. The hope is to get it out next year before Christmas, so we have it under our Christmas.
There you go, folks.
There you go.
New
Christmas
device.
2021. Or maybe that was an old video and they mean Christmas this year.
Puts
it does say
music
Friday,
in your head.
So.
All right, voice to skull technology. Look that up, folks. There's your homework. You should look up some stories where they did something and they said that they were hearing voices.
Oh my gosh, and this could be the conclusion of it and be like, dun dun dun,
You
now
know?
look at what they're selling. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have better stuff.
Zona says, I'll pass. Janet says, my skin is on fire. Oh no, I hope not.
Well, yeah, young adults will buy that, absolutely. Oh, look, a different number. How fun.
That's hilarious, Fred. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Preston,
oh,
good
Janet, that is
question.
terrible to hear. That is terrible to hear.
Tilo. Preston.
That one good man. Not today, Satan.
Preston says any riots today?
Let's see. I gotta find a way. Ooh, there we go. Sorry, babe. All right. Tiger, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Hate to find out how they abuse that on top of how they track you. Yeah, that's exactly right, David. Right. That's exactly right, Brandon.
And it's kind of, you know.
Check Elon's new tweet.
Could.
Boy, you know, Elon is really, that's a subject we could get into, but that might be for another stream, to be honest. The carousel turns even faster. Something extremely bogus is going on. Was tested for, you know what, 4 times today. 2 tests came back negative. Two came back positive. Same machine, same test, same nurse. Rapid antigen test from BD. I don't know, folks. I think this right here, this little magic word, not that you can see it, the Wuhan wiggle, it's about to come back into play in a way that we don't want it to. Not in a way that I want it to. Not we. I assume that we're buddies and we're all like-minded, but I forget that this is just a completely public room. What's up, folks? Sometimes I'm just like, oh yeah, I got my buddies in here. What's up? But there's all kinds of folks up in here. What's up, everybody?
Was that the last one? Yeah.
The carousel turns ever faster. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Barbarian Lord.
All right, Alex, we'll have a good one.
Brofist Alex, have a good night. Variety Music Lover says yeet. Okay. All right. Get out the spicy love, Brofists. What's up, Ashley?
David, it's just we just don't want to risk any censor. Like YouTube is so hot right now with censorship, and they're trying to work it into live streams and such. So,
which is a whole nother subject that we want to get into. Hey, Austin, what's up, my man? New discount code for merchandise.
Oh, it's just
Wuhan wiggle.
Probably us
Austin,
just being overly.
Brofist. Oh, it's a really nice Guns, Games, and Gadget. Alex Brofist, my man, have a good night. I think that, here in the coming, days or weeks, we saw that T-Lo. Tim Pool had Alex Jones on tonight. It was an insane stream. We were there. However, talking about the election, I think that it's going to be overturned and Trump is going to win. And I think that the media has just about manipulated all of the left. And that's, but that's Hegelian dialectic. That's, problem, reaction, solution. And they've got it set up to where there could be a potential conflict regardless of who they call. Okay? The left thinks that the Trumpers are going to rise up and do something, and the right thinks the lefties are going to rise up and do something. So, I don't know, folks. This wagon caught on fire and rolled down here. It's rolling downhill really fast. So, I just hope, everything shakes out all right. I know that I've got my buddies. And
I think I need to slow down my chat. Two chats. Fred said, "Hey, I rented a boat to take down the river and tip it over 10 yards from my bunker." And then Ian said, "I'm rather embarrassed to say this, but I forgot the nice lady's name who is streaming with you." And then one of those smiley faces that's got like the... And then Ian said, "I'm rather embarrassed to say this, but I forgot the nice lady's name who is streaming with you." And then one of those smiley faces that's got like the X eyes. And I was like, what?
What?
I'm Tiffany, Ian. No worries.
Impeachment, virus, riots. What else? Exactly. DeWalt, you got it. You got it. I don't know if DeWalt is just your YouTube name or if that's like an initial of your real name or if you're a DeWalt fan like myself. But if you are, Brofist, I'm also a big fan of DeWalt tools. Let's see here.
For real, Michael. For real.
I feel like we are watching a movie, except we are in the movie 2020. Yeah, absolutely, Michael. Yeah.
Jansen, the problem is that with half-truths, honesty is hidden amongst the lies, and so it's overlooked when presented.
And speaking about this guy, Ted Wheeler, Portland mayor, I just don't understand exactly what's the language being used here. So they're gonna I don't understand. That is so odd. I just don't understand why it's necessary. Let's see. to remove gendered language from a town charter or from a city charter. I just don't know what's to be gained. Yeah, definitely get out of California. It's not going to get any better there.
Heck yeah, I've had Enya stuck in my head for about a day now.
What?
It just, Brandon was saying that he's been listening to Enya lately, and it's been helpful. And then Variety Music Lover said Enya has a beautiful singing voice, and yeah. And it's just so funny because like for the past day, I've had Enya stuck in my head.
Here's another thing. We're wanting to do a live stream tomorrow where we bring out some supplies, and it's going to be in a different format, not necessarily here in the office, but rather out in the shop, where Tiff and I wanted to go over some different survival gear and whatnot. Is that something you guys would be interested in, where we talk about different survival books, seed vaults, food storage, water filtration, water filters, different gear? We can show you guys what we have and whatnot. Karen, what's up? If that's something that you guys would like to see, put a 1 in the comments. Let me, yes, okay. Well, I guess yes will do. So we might do that tomorrow afternoon between like 3, 4, 5 o'clock p.m. And then we'll be doing the hashtag spooky shits. The one, they're voting on whether or not we do the gear, talk about different survival gear, like in the shop. I would be really interested in talking about all that and going over some different, just different ideas and plans and whatnot and things that you can have, just as like, you could think of it as insurance. That's how I think about it, having some survival gear is good to have, just as, like physical life insurance. Tangible life insurance.
FU says, has anyone seen a video on the world, wait, hold on.
The World Economic Forum, the Great Reset?
No.
Massive redistribution of wealth?
Chill out, babe.
Oops.
On the World Seed Vault.
Oh, yeah, we need to, I have a seed vault that I'd like to do some talking about. Good refresher and prep, always good. Anytime. Ashley, awesome. Very good to hear. Everyone should have been doing this. If you haven't, get going ASAP. 10-4, that's right. Just built my stock tonight online and in town. Awesome. More ideas would be great. Awesome.
All right, Ian, we'll have a good evening.
What's everyone's realistic survive for at least a week without civilization plan? What happens when the cities stop getting food deliveries? That's actually a legitimate question that we could ask ourselves with this trucker strike coming up. Am I right? I mean, that's a real thing that we could be, foreseeing. Well, food shortages have been kind of leaked to us through movies and TV shows and stuff like that. I don't know if you caught it, like during, what was that Interstellar movie with Matthew McConaughey? He said in his day, when he was a kid, I don't know if you caught this in Interstellar, go rewatch it. When they're at the ball field, he's talking to his father-in-law or whatever, and he said that when he was a kid, they were too busy fighting over food. Yeah. And that just stuck with me.
Yeah, David, absolutely. That is definitely. We were talking about that a little earlier in the episode.
So for those that don't know, there is a supposed. It's as real as a heart attack. There's a Facebook group with hundreds of thousands of members that are truckers. Apparently, there is a strike being planned with the truckers. Rumors of one at least. And there is definitely something going down tomorrow. You guys need to be here. Not tomorrow, forgive me, Saturday? Yeah. Saturday. Guys, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, because Saturday we're going to be covering it like white on rice, like a fat boy on a Twinkie. you know, there are going to be multiple factions, supposedly multiple factions. Definitely patriots are going to D.C., okay? People are making their way out there now, and everyone's going to be making their way to their state capital. There are going to be live streams like crazy. You can watch it yourself and us. We're going to be thumbing through stuff and talking about it, inviting people on air. You can hop in the Discord and talk to us. You can call in and talk to us. We've got a phone number option. We've got a Discord option. I think all that would be pretty fun.
How do you think Civil War could happen?
I think that's a full Civil War breakdown would be a topic for another show, and I would love to invite guests on to talk about that. Anybody out there have any thoughts on that? You need to get those thoughts gathered and have some bullet points, and then me and you get on air and let's discuss it, and let's talk about how you foresee it happening. I would love to do that.
All right. If it happens, what would happen? It would.
Sherry says she's on her way there.
Ooh, I do remember that. I does remember that. I does. See what I did there?
Yeah, I can't stand that either, Jansen. She says she hates when they make patriots out to be white supremacists.
So can you imagine, though, just hear me out on this scenario, okay? So there's a potential trucker strike. There's rumors, at least, of a trucker strike. But I do think that it's more than rumors. However, we'll say there's at least rumors of a trucker strike. All right, combined with another lockdown scenario, combined with, so can you imagine if we're locked down, no supplies, and we lose internet and or electricity? Like if there was like a solar flare, because we're supposed to, we're in the season for, heavy solar flares or whatever. Not saying that there's one projected that I know of or anything like that, just saying that, can you imagine a scenario like that where there's no supplies, no information, and
yeah, I can imagine that.
No food?
Absolutely, 100%. That's a breakdown of society without rule of law, but that's a hard thing to blanket. Anything is hard to blanket. There was talk for probably a decade or better about, martial law and stuff like that. My fears or worries of martial law kind of got a little watered down after, I moved a little bit further out of the city, and I realized that though they could eventually blanket it to the rural areas, it would be very difficult to continuously blanket martial law across the United States, or at least the continental United States. You know what I'm saying?
Janet says, I'm going to try to go to the kitchen to get something to drink. Don't go anywhere yet, please. Bye. I'm missing home.
Chad says, does anybody remember Y2K? Oh, yeah. Dang, gotcha. Okay. Makes a lot more sense when you say it out loud. Continental. So I'm very excited to to get out in the shop live with you guys and discuss our gear and talk about some potential gear that maybe you guys are probably doing a lot better than us, but it would be good to start talking about some of that and at least get a refresher course out there. We don't have to freak out and become hardcore big time preppers, but it would be good to have a little bit of tangible life insurance in case the stores aren't there, or there ain't no telling.
For a voice of reason, though, I'll say I am gonna say that Gamer Dad, thank you so much for your comment. So just for another voice in there, I'll read this comment. Not going to be a trucker strike. Even if there was, it would be a tiny portion of them that can actually afford to shut their rigs down for more than a week per month. And that is also a very true statement. So money, money makes the wheel go round, if you will. Is it terrible? Is my audio just the worst?
It's just way too low.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's me. My voice fluctuates. Sometimes I'm loud and sometimes I'm quiet like a mouse. But anyway.
We could sit back like that if we had a boom that would go back.
I know you want a boom. I'm cheap. I'm so sorry. Landon's been wanting a boom for his mic forever. Anyway, and now I've lost my train of thought.
Wildflower says,
Oh, it was about the truckers. So just that is another point that there is a possibility that yes, we will see. I do believe that we would see at least a day or two or a period of time of a strike. But how long that's going to be is a whole nother scenario because people do have to survive. So we will see. Pray for the best and try to prepare for the worst.
there's such a learning curve that comes with a garden and gardening and having a greenhouse, man. That's the one thing that I kept trying. I kept trying multiple. I mean, I'm several years into trying to have a garden now, and for some reason, it just doesn't. It's not working out for me.
Yeah, very disheartening. We're gonna get it though.
It takes time. It's not something that you just do. Some people have a green thumb and they're really good at it. It's not something necessarily that I was taught, but I'm trying to learn as best as I can. I just, for some reason, let's see.
Oh, Deb, that's awesome. Yeah, Chris, this is the second year that we've tried. Last year, it was just oversaturated with sunshine.
It was last year was too much sunshine. You're too low. As loud as you can.
And then this year, no, that's too much. It's gonna rip headphone users. Yeah, Chad, for real.
I aspire to be a farmer with livestock. I want both animals and I want to grow crops. And I want to protect it with an AK-47.
I know you just need water and seeds, but the problem is we live in Louisiana, so half of the time, 9 months out of the year, we're getting just like sweltering sun and hot temperatures all day long. And we have, even full sun can't take our full sun. And then for a portion of the year, we also have they don't call it monsoons, but it's pretty much monsoons. And literally our yard turns into a lake. So unless we're going to grow rice, so then we do victory gardens where we build it up. But I don't know. It's been a rough go.
My first year, I tried to build boxes like victory gardens, individual 8-foot rows that I could just fill with dirt. I lined it with a weed protector lining, and those got way too much sun, and they were way too heavy to move, and it became too much of a hassle. And then the next year, I just tilled up I think it was 16 by 16 rectangle or square. It wasn't absolutely perfect, and that went really well. We had multiple rows, but we didn't know what we were supposed to plant next to what, or, we just very unexperienced. And I think this year, all along the side of the house, on one side of the house, I think if I have a plan that's going to allow it to get intermediate sun so that it doesn't get too much, but it's definitely going to get a decent amount. And I'm going to raise the boxes up off the ground by about, 3 feet or so. And that way, when you're pulling weeds and you're tending to it, you don't have to get down on the ground. You don't have to bend over. It's up on desk level, and I think that's going to be the way to go for us. And then I think that I could even maybe work something with a greenhouse eventually. And you could have all your gardens up off the ground in the greenhouse as well. Save your back for sure. Moringa. I don't know what that is. Called companion planting. Shoot, we live in the desert. no fertile ground out here. Sun is like the surface of the sun.
Tilo, man, lucky. I've wanted to live in the Ozarks for a while.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get out to the Ozarks. I just, I'm not sure how I'm going to pull that together. 3-tier planter, spaced 18 inches apart. Yes, indeed. Michael says tomatoes.
Any.
Yes, indeed. Michael says tomatoes.
Anything going on? Protests?
Definitely not that I could find. However, I haven't been looking immediately right now. Yeah, guys, I'm excited to start talking about some gardening. We'll start doing some live streams, or potentially just doing some videos for you guys, going over the chicken coop, talking about our chickens, if that's something you guys might be interested in. We are 2.5 years into raising chickens, and we've got a multiple variety.
Deb, we did start composting this past spring, so we should have that ready for by the time it's time to plant again in the early fall, spring again. I don't know how deep, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. I guess
finger deep. Just poked it in there.
Well, it depended on what we were planting.
Yeah, sometimes it was a little bit deeper. And we had a measuring, a little hand shovel that had a measuring device on it. So yes, we'll start getting into homesteading and start talking a little bit more. More of the woodworking stuff will be over on the woodworking channel. And what else? Oh yeah, survival equipment, gear, basics. That'll be tomorrow afternoon. Look for it. Look for the notification. Subscribe. Ring the bell. I'm very much look forward to talking about some of that with you guys. I don't know, guys. I think it's just not looking very. It's not down and it's not doom and gloom, but it is now time to be vigilant and to prepare and to stock up. Not hoard, but we want to have the toilet paper now. You know what I mean? We don't want to be. Because it's just very potential. What happens anytime that there's somewhat of a panic? I mean, the stores get hit, and what happens if they keep getting hit? Do you guys remember? I remember the grocery store not having eggs and milk and butter and meats and stuff during the first lockdown.
I'm going to word it a little bit more optimistically than what you did, and I'm going to say, yeah, it doesn't look good. However, so far, it's been a lot of... people have surprised us. There have been a lot of times that haven't looked good yet this year, and they haven't come out quite as bad as what we were thinking. Now, eventually the shoe will fall, and one of these things I'm sure won't work out eventually, but so far so good. So while yes, it doesn't look good at the moment, we've been here before just this year, and most of us have survived it. All of us have survived it, but most of those we know and love. And anyway, so just to the point of better to be prepared and not need it than need it and not have it. But don't be overwhelmed by sadness or grief. Don't be overwhelmed by Trump or Biden.
Don't get caught up in despair.
Keep for the Christians out there, keep your eyes on God, keep your eyes on Christ. For those that are not, I would like to encourage you to, but if just try to remain calm, treat others how you want to be treated, which we're not always great examples of, but
yeah, that's true.
So just.
FU says plant Asian water spinach. It grows like crazy next to swampy areas. 10-4. Thank you so much for the.
And I was actually thinking about rice.
Suggestion. Hopefully you're paying attention. People in charge are trying to win brownie points. The store should be in better shape this time around. Hopefully.
Susan, yes, absolutely. Have a good evening.
Bro fist, Susan. Have a good night.
Okay, Chad says, I'll say something. Hopefully you're paying attention. People in charge are trying to win brownie points. The store should be in better shape this time around. Oh, yeah, gotcha. So, like, as far as, and I will say, I am able to find disinfectant wipes, which has been a sparsity. One other time so far this year, I've been able to find disinfectant wipes. So, it was a good day. But, you know, they smell different than they used to.
Brian, you're absolutely right. He says, I just hope everyone can stay happy and get through it easily. I'm 100. Wildflower says peanut butter. Peanut butter is an excellent source of protein, especially for a survival situation. We'll get into that tomorrow. Let's see, what are some other things here?
Wait, can I be cheesy for a second?
Guns, Games, and Gadgets says, so basically be a good person. Right. So, you know, I subscribe to the, warrior poet, warrior gardener philosophy of, you know, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Right. And, you know, so it's just, I don't want to have to be capable of great violent things, but I know that in order for me to maintain peace when terrible things come my way, I must be capable of great violence in order to defend my family, you know. And so yeah, you don't want it, but you know, it's necessary in order for
up until, you know what I mean, like we're still at a point where, hey, if you can afford to show your neighbor a little nicety, do it. We're not at the, you know, everybody fend for yourself point. So, you know.
Corn to make moonshine. Moonshine is going to come back around in a really big way.
No joke. And everybody going to be blind. Blinder than we already are.
Everybody going to be blind. White lightning. Yeah.
Man, that is so awesome. For those of you out there who have like family and neighbors that are like-minded and
that is such a blessing, like you could not believe.
Stinking blessing.
You could not believe to have your neighbors and your family to be on board. That is a huge leg up. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. Do you have anybody to shout out on Parler? Any new followers?
Oh my gosh. I wasn't prepared. Yes.
Well, awesome.
Okay, let's go somewhere else for a second. Did y'all hear about the whole Baby Yoda debacle?
Yeah. I did hear about it.
All right. Well, so for those of you, spoiler alert, for those of you who are Mandalorian fans and have not seen last week's episode yet, so that would have been, I guess, the 6th. Apparently there was a scenario where there's a frog lady that Mando and Baby Yoda have been tasked with escorting to this planet to be reunited with her husband before the equinox so that he can fertilize these eggs. She's very adamant that these are very important eggs. They're her family line, and she has to get them to her husband to be fertilized before the equinox. So they're kind of like chicken eggs in the sense that they're not fertilized yet. However, she has put a very strong emphasis on the fact that this is her only family line. These are the only eggs that she will ever have, and like her hope for a future for her family are within these eggs. And then Baby Yoda like pops them like candy, like 3 or 4 times throughout the show, apparently.
He's like eating her children.
Right.
And apparently it's like super offensive. And either way, they canceled Baby Yoda. I don't think permanently.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that's the headline. Baby Yoda canceled amid accusations of genocide. But hold on, let me find and see what is actually happening. Blah.
Sorry, I'm still looking.
Guns, Games, and Gadgets says my neighbors don't even talk to each other. And that's really how it is nowadays. You see this massive, like, distrust and people not necessarily intentionally being selfish, but they ain't got no time for nobody else. And it's just like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to know you. I don't want you in my life. I don't want, you know. And that right there, guys, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, and I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but, you know, it does say in the Bible, in the book, it says that in the end of days or whatever, towards the end, that the love for many will grow cold. And I'd be dang if we don't see that out in the street, you know, and dealing with people on the day-to-day. There is still, I'm not trying to take away your faith in humanity, though we still see good deeds and we see people being decent. For the most part, the love for many, in my opinion, has grown cold. Now, I've been pleasantly surprised sometimes when I go out to the city and met with some actual common help or generosity, but more often than not, you're going to find a bad attitude or someone who really just needs to get by you. They don't really want to, you know, nobody wants to associate really, you know, am I right or wrong? Right. For the most part, the love for many has grown cold. And that's why you see videos like that dude getting hit with a brick and people laughing about it. That's not a laughing matter. Something's wrong with their hearts if you find somebody getting, you know, hit in the back of the head with a brick unsuspecting and they fall to the ground and you laugh. That's not funny, you know? So there are all these things, okay? And now it's like, I don't know, maybe the live streams for the riots were fueling the riots, you know, in some small way. If they thought they were getting some internet clout or notoriety, it fueled it. Yeah. And I don't know. It was being fueled from multiple angles, to be honest. Well, I don't want to end the stream abruptly. Much love to you guys, and thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by and hanging out. I look forward to hanging out with you guys tomorrow afternoon in the shop, going over some survival gear and different kind of, I guess we could call it, you know, tangible health insurance or tangible life insurance or, you know, basics, the basics of survival. And, yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys out there. Be sure to subscribe and smash that like button. Follow us on, you know, Parler and Facebook and whatnot. It was very, very good to hang out with you guys tonight. I look forward to the next time. I look forward to the new stuff that we're going to be getting into, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, aliens are coming up. That's going to be a topic that we need to be talking about. The Marxists use the streamers to present a revolution. That's right. Getting back to self-sufficiency. Yes, indeed, Chad. Much love, Fun Police. We'll see you guys later. I'll be here tomorrow afternoon, 10-4. Good to see you, Guns. Hope to see you there. Hope to see all of you there. But until then, you guys, let's keep the faith. Let's stay in, let's stay in a good state of mind, peace of mind. Let's make sure that we have a calm spirit, and I'm gonna pray for that for you guys. And I you know, I hope that everybody can cool down and chill out. Some people kind of want to see something go down. Some people definitely do not want to see anything go down. And we need to all be praying and not wanting something to go down. You know what I mean? And hope for as peaceful of a transfer of power. That's right. Now's time to just, you know, get your house in order, get things prepared so that you're not a part of the panic that, you know, you don't want to be one of those that does without. And now you've got good warning. So start budgeting for it now, grabbing a couple extra things at the store like that. So let's be encouraged, and I want to lift you guys up. And you know, it's not over yet, and that's what I want you to remember. Let's keep the faith, stay the course. This is not over. Much love, guys. God bless. Bro fist to you guys. I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And yeah, good talk, guys. Bro fist. We're out.